Hello and welcome back to World Online Racing for Tier 4 for round number 11 here in Portimao, Portugal, in the Algarve of Portugal. I am your lead commentator for this evening as IKRT Storm, and I shall be shortly joined by ESW Cam Rules as well. We're back covering for Sir Evil Dragon, who unfortunately can't make it this week as I would normally be doing Tier 5, but we're here in a very intermediate wet condition for Portimao. It's a new track to F1 2021, came last year, very late in last year. I think it was just after the actual real life Portuguese Grand Prix. As you can see, some drivers not liking the rain as Jax Gaming does go for a little bit of spin on the left turn there. I'm just waiting for Cam to hopefully come back.
Oh.
You are there. So,
yeah.
An intermediate wet condition here in Portimao. So, not the easiest. I know you don't like Portimao. I'm a Marmite person with this type of track. I love some parts of it. I like the roller coaster feeling of it, especially the up downhill, which is Jax has just gone through. Carol is out of the session. I don't know if you want to grab the championship standings, Cam, because there's like 40 drivers on there. So everybody except from the American Daretto, I believe that's how you pronounce it, is on intermediates. He's gone for the softs in the wets. That's not going to work.
That's very concerning. Very concerning.
Yeah, so the quickest lap at the moment is a 25.0 from, it looks like, Hughes Connor. I believe, unless something has changed since... Yeah, is he in the standings? Is he a new driver? Because we didn't do Australia, did we? So...
No, he's here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, am I... well, I think my eyes might be deceiving me. Kick DB is now, or TB should I say, is now on the soft compound tyre. So I just wonder, is this rain going to lighten up and then go away? As Josh is a new reserve, I know that because I saw it in the Discord. He's in the McLaren this evening. Yeah, very quick. So he's
very good time in the wet.
He's up there, maybe looking to make an impression to the tier admins to say, you know, when there's a full seat open in tier 4, I think I can prove myself, and he's put himself up there.
Yeah, definitely. Gotta take your chances.
Exactly, especially with a track like Portimao. A few more have gone on the intermediate, on the softs, should I say. Is that Miguel? I believe. I know that's not an English name, and I know it's not a European name. So that's going to be probably... Oh, it's showing. Hold on a minute. No, he is on the softs, unless he's flicked back to the mediums. It's to the intermediates.
Yeah.
Wally's up there again, who we saw in Mexico. Fantastic driver. I was actually talking to him. I think it was last week, and yeah, he's just, you know, taking it race by race, and he's in the Alpine. And yeah, it's going to be, I think, an interesting race, as if there's rain in the race. After what I saw in Tier 5 in Australia, I know Cam wasn't here, unfortunately, because of being on holiday. But yeah, it was about 4 safety cars every 4 laps. So you can imagine.
Wow. From the link that I sent you of the standings, they haven't been updated. So I'm trying to find the...
I believe that might be because of change of tier coordinator. That might be why. So right, we'll just have to kind of...
since Mexico.
So anyway. Yeah, that's fine. We'll sort that out after. Obviously, we'll have to have a chat with the tier admins, which is Carol and I believe Wooly. Joe Royal, he goes up in the P4 for, I believe that's Red Bull. These blue colours are so confusing. Imagine when it gets to next season when we've got Red Bull, Williams, Alpine, all in that dark red. No, not dark red, dark blue.
Yeah.
That's going to be very annoying and frustrating. So only 15 here this evening, a little bit more better attendance than I think Australia had. I know the top 2 tiers, because there isn't no tier 3, it got disbanded. I wasn't
the DRS has been enabled, which means it is ready for the soft tyres.
So Woolly's
really
gone
wet,
on, yeah, Woolly's gone on the softs, but I don't think that time, that 26.5, that wouldn't be. That's an Inter tyre. If you're looking, I think, I know from experience on this track, because I've done it no setup, you're looking for a dry around about the 16 mark, I think, for this tier. I wouldn't be surprised if you see somebody do a high 15 to maybe like a 16.2, somewhere around about that. I think.
Yeah.
So who's out first on the softs? Let's try and work this out. It's got to be
Neither of
Hugh.
them are currently out.
Alright, okay. So let's just ride on board with Josh. Josh is still on the Inters, so let's just see. Is there any spray coming up? Doesn't look like there's no spray coming, so it's just now for that track to dry out.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be that moment of, you know, you're going to have to time it right, I think. There's 9 minutes on the clock, so it's a lot of time to dry out. They've got around about 5-6 minutes before, you know, they don't have enough time to come out. So, right, so Ice is out. I'm going to call him Ice because apparently we were saying his name wrong. I don't think he pronounced the C at the end.
Oh no, it's Icy Mac. I saw he said in the...
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you pronounce it then.
It's Icy Mac.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll let you pronounce that one. So yeah, so he's going to be the first on the softs. So we're right on board with the Alfa Romeo driver. Alfa Romeo in real life doing quite well actually, with Valtteri Bottas and Guan Yu Zhou, if I've said that right.
Josh has hit the wall going into the pit.
Yeah, we don't want to be seeing any of that tonight. So we're going to ride on board with the AlphaTauri, I mean Alfa Romeo, as he comes around the final corner, which is the sweeping right corner. It feels like your neck is hurting as he now will cross the line to start a lap, and it will be now officially on the soft compound side as he makes his way down into turn 1 using the DRS, using a little bit of ERS. You don't want to use the ERS in the corners. Sector 1 is showing yellow flags, but that's just drivers moving out of the way as he goes through turns 2 and 3. He's going to have to get the next bit of this track right, as it is now the turn 3, I believe, the left-hand turn. As he hits the DRS again, he's going to use a little bit of ERS as he's 1.6 seconds quicker. So obviously the tyres are now in the right zone that he wants them to be as he makes his way up the hill for the left, and then the really sharp right, well, the two right-handers should I say, just like Mexico, where you've got the double right-hander. He's now going to go up and down the hill. Will feel like a roller coaster, and then he's going to come round for the left and the right. He's going to have to be very careful, quite close to the curbs there. Doesn't take all the curb as he now comes to the sweeping left, and then he's going to come around to the final corner. He's going to have to take one final big corner, and he's going to have to go a little bit wide as he gets a good exit out of the corner here, and he's now going to go for the final sprint, and this will be a lap of the Portimao track in Portugal, and he is going to set the fastest lap at the moment, as I said, a 19.5.
Very good lap, very good lap.
I don't think we will be seeing anybody in 16. I think people's TTs will be a 16 somewhere. Maybe somebody will dip into the 18s, I think. I don't think we'll be seeing anyone in the 17s. So Jax is still on the Inters. I wonder if he's waiting right to the last minute, which would probably secure him pole.
And get a call of a family member quickly. I'm
no
terribly
worries.
sorry.
So while Cam goes and deals, unfortunately, with the situation, we will carry on board with a few more of the drivers. So Wooly, he's coming around. He's currently showing purple, but we know the game can be line, but I think on the soft compound tire he may just be one of the fastest, as Lukey Boy sets an 18.2. That's nearly 1.3 seconds quicker than the Alfa Romeo driver. So the track is ramping up here, and it is getting to the optimal area of where the tyres want to be, as Joe Royal sets a 17.8. So the times are really ramping up here, as I believe a Haas has gone a little bit. Yep, that's Robo. He's just letting drivers through, which is nice of him to do, as Willie sets a 17.3, and that puts the Alpine driver, the French manufacturer, the French constructor, up on to pole position. So can anyone beat it? We've got around about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, and somebody does, as Miguel goes and sets a 16.9. Yeah, the times are now in the 16s.
I unfortunately need to go. Family thingy.
Yeah, no worries. I'll
Absolutely frustrating, and I apologise completely for this.
Yeah, no, it's fine. If you've got to unfortunately go, then you know family's important. So
yeah, thanks for understanding. I hope to see you guys hopefully next week.
Yep, no worries.
Alright, speak to you soon. Bye.
So unfortunately, Cam has had to depart commentary this evening, as family is a lot more important than a video game, as we all know, and hopefully whatever that family issue is, it gets resolved very soon, and we can have him back in the comms box for next week when we go for round number 12, which I believe is Spain or Saudi Arabia, as Replays goes with a 16.5 for the Mercedes team, as I believe Mercedes won this race last season, so it is maybe a track for them, maybe a track that suits that specific car. Obviously these cars are all equal, so there's no pace advantage on whatever car you choose. They are all on equal performance, so it's just all about the driver. So only 9 drivers have set a time. 2 times were on the intermediate tyres, which was one Haas of Robo and Hughes, who set the provisional pole position time in the intermediate weather. So we're right on board with him and see what time he can set in the Scuderia Ferrari team in that beautiful red livery that he is driving this evening for Ferrari. Sector 1 yellow flags. Obviously Carroll will get a fresh set of whatever tyre he chooses, as he didn't set a lap and he went out on the intermediate tyres. And I believe the Ferrari is getting a little bit of a tow from that Mercedes that is in front, as he's going to cross the line, and he is going to set a 16.5, so he goes provisionally pole position with 1 minute and 55 left on the clock. So it looks like Lukey is on an outlap. The Alfa Romeo driver of ICE, he's also out on a flyer. We'll see what lap he sets. And he is going to set, it'll be an improvement, and he is going to set a 17.0, which will put him P5. He still can go for another lap, as Replays has retired, so he feels he can't do no more. Medsport, he's out in the other Mercedes, so can Mercedes put it up on to a good result in qualifying? They're currently one driver in P2, the other one has not set a time. So as Medsport is going to come around the final corner, as Hughes Hughes Cardinal retires from the session. So the top three have retired. They feel nobody can beat them. Is Medsport going to cross the line before that timer goes? He is. He's going to set a 23-1, but he's going to go again. So the checker flag is out. So it's now going to be up to the bottom half as Joe Royal puts himself up to P3 with a 16.5. Lukey, he's decided to abandon the lap as Dareletto, I believe that if that's how you pronounce it, sets a 16.4. He's now taken provisional pole, and Medsport has retired, so he's going to stay P13. SJM won't set a lap, so it's just going to be the final few. Kick TB, he is going to come through. He's going to come around the final corner. As Wooly goes into P3. And Kick is going to go up into P7. So right next to his teammate in P6. He'll be in P7, should I say. So I believe everybody... Oh no, Lukey is the final driver. But he won't be doing... a fastest lap or anything. So that's it for qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Grab your beverages, grab any snacks you want, as it looks like it's raining again as we get ready for the Portuguese Grand Prix here in Tier 4 for PlayStation for round number 11. I'll be back in 1 second as I just need to go and blow my nose. But that is it for qualifying here in Tier 4 for WOR. So it's a Haas in pole position with Dareletto up in there for pole position with Hughes in P2, Wooly in P3, Replays P4, Josh in P5, Joe in P6, Kick in P7, Miguel in P8, Lukey in P9, Ice in P10. He rounds off the top 10. Robo in P11, Medsport P12, Jax in P13, Carol P14, and SJM in P15, as 3 drivers didn't set a time, as Carol did DNF, Jax didn't set a time, and neither did SJM. So we'll now have what will be hopefully a fantastic race here this evening. Hopefully there's no rain, as that will cause a lot more DNFs, and it is blue skies here in Portugal for the Portuguese Grand Prix, so I reckon the drivers outside the top 10 will go for the alternative strategy, but the top 10 will start on the tyres that they qualified on, and that will probably be all soft compound tyre. So 33 laps of the Portuguese Algarve track here in Portimao, or Portimao, whichever way you want to pronounce it. So we'll get all the nice graphic up. So all the top 10 will be on the soft compound tyre. Robo's gone for mediums, Medsport and Jax for the softs, and Carroll and SJM for the mediums. So a split strategy outside the top 10. So it'll be a Haas on pole. That's a bit rare, as last season they weren't even scoring points, they were at the back of the grid. So the drivers are lining up in their grid slots, ready for what will be 33 laps of the Portuguese Grand Prix here this evening, as we get ready, as I believe the final driver is now in their grid slot. So it's 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go here in PS4 for Tier 4 in number 11. And it looks like the Haas driver has got himself up, still into P1, and he will keep that place as Hughes doesn't make any way of an attack on him in the early few corners. Oh, TB has dropped to last place. As a lot of drivers are going wide a little bit, as Robo is having to battle with a few of the other drivers as he drops back down to P11, as Ice is gonna maybe have a look. Oh no, that's Medsport out, and I believe that may be an intended, unless he doesn't use traction control. Yeah, he is out, so that'll be the first virtual safety car. So the drivers will have to reduce their speed by 40%, and they must keep to a positive delta. If they don't, it will it will give them drive-through penalty. So, the VSC has gone, and we are going to be back under racing here in Portimao. Oh, what's gone on here? That's the other Mercedes. That's replaced. He's got no wing. He's got to return to the track safely. Oh, and he does so. He's going to be into the pits. So, looks like some of the gaps are kind of getting a little bit bigger now. As SJM has got himself up to a nice P7 on the mediums though, so that's quite good. He's pushing through. He's the highest medium runner, as Ice has gone onto the hards. Kick has got the fastest lap. Oh, Carroll is battling with Robo, but gets the position, and that is him up to P9. He's in that championship fight. As it looks like Robo, he's going to have a look, but the door gets closed on him. Hugh is still on the back. As Hugh does get the move done. Oh, sector 2 yellow flags. That's Jack's gaming. He's back at going again. He's got Kick right behind him. I think he's going to let him through. Maybe not. They're going to battle for the final points position. Oh, as Jax has spun and he's reset to track. I don't know if reset to track is allowed, but he has used it. And he goes for another spin. And he's reset to track again. So he's going to go into the pits. And we'll go back up to the top as Hughes is still leading. The Ferrari driver is leading the way. So Hughes is leading still with the Haas behind him, and then we've got Josh, the new driver, reserved this evening in P3. He's still 1.6 behind, but he's still within a good enough distance in case the two in front of him do decide to battle and it doesn't go well. He can then pounce on any mistakes, but Joe is keeping a close eye. He's in the Red Bull. He's right behind Josh, so if Josh makes a mistake, Joe will be right on the back of him as well. So it's a kind of a domino effect, that knock-on effect, as Lukey, I believe, picks up another penalty. No, that's his first. So Lukey, Kick and Robo all have 3 seconds. So we'll go back up to where the fight is happening. Looks like we've also got a fight here between Robo and Carroll. Robo is around about 5 to 6 tenths behind Carroll as Josh picks up his first penalty of the race, and that is a 3-second time penalty. Kick is in the pits. He's done 7 laps on the soft, so he's feeling that they are done. He wants to pit for a set of mediums. As Jax overtakes replays. As Ice gets past Kick, as Kick is now coming out of the pits, and that is him out, and he's back out racing here in P11. So most people have over the 1 second gap now, except from the Haas driver of Dara Leto. If I've said that wrong, I do apologise, and I will try and get the right correction of the name next time I do tier 4. He's really closing up that gap as Joe makes his way to the pits. So it seems like 7 to 8 laps is the cut-off point for the soft compound tyre. Oh, as Hughes has gone for a spin, and as I said, one mistake, and that puts Josh up into P2 and now fighting for that race win, as he's now only 2.3 seconds behind. Hughes hasn't dropped too far. He's only dropped to P4, so he's still got, you know, a little bit of a gap. Well, I say that, Lukey Boy is right on the back of him, with also SJM, who is the highest medium runner so far, who's done 8 laps on the mediums. He's up in P6, so he will take the race lead when these drivers in front of him all decide to pit, and I believe that will be this lap. I know Hughes will come in this lap as we saw him spin. So they come around the final corner. It doesn't look like the only one that pits is Luke. Lukey is going maybe for an undercut here. He's pitted a lap earlier than everybody in front of him. So he's got to go all the way down to the bottom of the pits as Miguel picks up a penalty. And I believe that will be his second one. Nope, it's his first. It's actually Lukey who has 6. So Lukey comes out in P9 on fresh mediums. As we've got a bit of a battle here between the Alfa Romeo of Ice and the Red Bull driver of Kick. As you can see, Kick is harvesting the ERS deployment. You don't really want to be using ERS through corners, as you want to get the best use of it. You want to be doing it through the straights. As Josh is into the pit, so Josh makes the call. He's going to box it. And it looks like he is the only one that's going to go in. He may be doing the undercut as well, as the McLaren driver is into the pits, and I presume he will go for the medium tyres. I'm really surprised Hughes hasn't pitted because of the spin he had. Them tyres must have been red hot. But he's got himself back up to P3, obviously because Josh made a pit stop. So 11 laps in, nearly coming up to the halfway point, which will be lap 18, I believe, as half of 30 is 15, but you've got the other 3 laps, so that will be 18. And I believe, if my maths are correct, 2 18s are 33. So Hughes is losing around about 7 tenths to the car in front, which is Miguel. So, a few fastest laps coming in, and that is Jax. What is he doing? Oh, he's back on. Oh, Kick is out. So one, that may spark a safety car, and that has helped so much to the top 3. So the top 3 will now pit, and they are going to get such an advantage because their pit stop will be reduced by half. So Carroll will now be your race leader in the Aston Martin. This could actually help him in his championship fight. as his championship rival is Wooly. He's in P12. As it looks like the top 6 drivers are now behind the safety car. So while we are here in Tier 4 for PlayStation 4, for round number 11, I believe, here for Portugal, don't forget to hit that like button and to press that subscribe button, as we are so much appreciated for all the subscribers that the channel does have, and all the drivers that do race in WOR. That's from Xbox to PC to PlayStation. And there is some massive PC names up there that you can see every week battle it out on the racetrack in the virtual world. And you can catch all the streams back on the WOR or World Online Racing YouTube channel whenever you like, night or day, 24 hours a day. So also I believe WOR are also on Twitch. So that'll be a link if that is in the description on all the streams. So also, if you want to join WOR's Discord to keep up to date with everything WOR, then do follow WOR on Twitter at WOR League, and you can find their Discord link on their Twitter page. Also, don't forget, WOR are also on GridRival, the fantasy league app for F1, where you can pick your drivers and a constructor each week to try and beat your grid rivals. There is an app available for Android and for Apple users as well. So get in the fun and see if you can be the king of fantasy F1. And we are now going to get back under racing here in WOR for World Online Racing Tier 4 for the PlayStation division here, or PlayStation tier, as it looks like Carroll is going to go. He's going to bolt it, and we're going to get underway for the next 18 or so laps. And it looks like the Haas is going to go for a move. Nope. Let's just go through the whole grid, make sure everyone is keeping it nice and clean. Oh, what has happened there? I've just seen somebody lose it. I don't know who that is. That is Lukey, as I thought. And Carroll is dropping quite drastically. Oh, as it looks like Carroll and Josh are going to battle. Maybe not. Oh, a little bit of a tank slapper, or a bit of understeer from somebody, as I think Hughes is missing. Yes, he's missing part of his wings, so he's letting drivers through, but he's trying to do it safely. He's still battling with drivers. As Kick has left the session. Oh, we got battle here for P2. Looks like Joe and Josh, the two J's. They are battling for that P2 and final podium place. Josh has a time penalty, so he would drop. So, after the safety car restart, as we're right on board with Carroll, he's feeling a little bit of pressure from Miguel, as he dropped all the way down to P4. He's outside of the podiums, but he could still get the podium, as Josh has a 3-second time penalty. And yeah, Josh would drop quite far down, as SJM picks up a penalty. Josh is now the fastest driver on the track, as he sets an 18.9 as the fastest lap. DRS is still not enabled until the end of lap 18, or the start of lap 18, I think, as Robo sets the fastest lap. Not fastest lap, he gets a 3-second time penalty, and that is another one. I believe he might be up to 6 or 9. Yeah, he's up to 9. He's the highest penalty person now, with Lukey Boy up on 6 and the rest on 3. As Carroll is defending quite massively, as Wooly is got past Robo there. So it's 18 laps left, as the two Alpines, they're going to have to keep this careful, as SJM and Wooly are battling, as it looks like Wooly is going to have, no, he's not going to have an overtake of his teammate there. He's going to just tuck himself behind just to help his teammate a little bit, and give that block of defence from Robbo. So back up to the top, Josh is around about 4 to 5 tenths behind the Haas, and it's looking like it is going to be a battle for, Sector 1 yellow flags, that's Lukey. As Lukey has retired on track, and that is going to cause, I believe, it won't cause a safety car. So luckily no safety car has come out, and so 13 laps to go, and my maths probably isn't great. As I said, 18 laps, and there's only 13. So 2 18s must not be 33. So we've got a battle here still for P1, as Josh has got past the Haas driver of Da Loreto. Both have a penalty, so Joe is looking at a net race win here if he can keep within 3 seconds, but that's not looking like the situation at the moment as he comes up the hill. He's trying so hard to keep within that 3 seconds. Let's just go back to the penalties. Yeah, so it is 3 seconds. Either way, I think Joe is ending up on a P2 or a P3 at the moment, as I don't think he... I think he may be over 3 seconds for Josh, but for that Haas, he is so marginally near the 3 seconds. He is now down to 2.6. Also, Carroll could be fighting himself for a P4. And if he can get past Miguel quite quickly, he could be either a P3 and knocking Joe off a podium. So it's all still to play for, as we've got now 12 laps to go. Well, 11 and a bit, shall I say, now. As the drivers will now be on lap 22 of 33. Oh. So it seems to be that everybody from P5 to P8 is having a little bit of a battle, so we'll keep on board with Carroll, as he is literally stuck in an Alfa Romeo sandwich at the moment of Ice and Miguel. So Carroll goes for a set of softs. He's going to go now for the final 10 laps. Maybe try and pick up the fastest lap, as Josh is also in. Oh, sector 3. Who is that? That's not Carroll. That is... There's not another Aston Martin. That will be Replays, I believe. If he doesn't go into the pits, no, it's not him. Hughes, it was going so well for him that it's just not gone the right way. Who is showing yellow flags? So 9 laps left as Jax and Robo are in for, I believe, what will be a set of softs. So right now, if he can get it under 3 seconds, Joe would take a race win, but he is on 4 lap older medium tyres. Oh, set to 3. That must be... That's Woody. As I believe he's going to make a pit. No, he's not going to make one. Alpine and Alfa Romeo doing very good races here, respectively P3, 4, 5 and 6, as Josh sets the fastest lap. So, not many laps left here in Tier 4 for WOR, World Online Racing. As it looks like Joe, I don't think he's going to take P1 today, because he's now 3.6 behind, unless there is a safety car, which can still happen. It is still possible. So, not many laps left, around about 4 or 5 laps. And it doesn't look like Joe is pushing for that race win. He may just be comfortable with taking P2 here this evening, because he's now 4.2, unless... no, he's still got 3. Carroll, if he can get himself a little bit more closer on the gap, he would be taking quite a few drivers, as he's only 5.1 and that gap is rapidly closing down. So every driver, I believe, has now made at least 1 stop. Yep, obviously Jack's making 3. A lot of drivers have opted for the 2 stop, but it's showing tonight that maybe the 1 stop is the better stop, the softer medium. Obviously the safety car has helped a lot more of the 1 stoppers. So the biggest gainer on position is SJM with 10, and also Ice, Miguel and Joe all picking up 4, 5 and 6 positions respectively. The biggest loss was Kick, who dropped 7, Replays dropped 8, Hughes has dropped 8, and also Lukey has dropped 4, and Medspot dropped 3. Oh, as Josh picks up another penalty. So there's 4 laps left. So 3 laps left as Ice gets another penalty. So we'll take one final look at the penalties. Ice will drop. He's got 9 seconds. Josh has 6. So them 2 will drop. And I don't think... Well... yeah, and obviously Robo will definitely drop to replays. So, we're coming up to what will be the final 1 lap and a half. Joe has really backed off, and I think he knows that the race win is not his today, and he's going to have to settle for P2. Oh, as Miguel has gone a little bit wide. Not Miguel, that's Ice. He's gone a little bit wide. He's now going to have to feel the pressure. So we're going to come around now till the final lap. As it looks like it is going to be the final lap, and it is going to be Daraletto that is going to come round, and he is going to take the race win here. As I believe, has somebody dropped? Yeah, Joe has dropped, so I believe he had a spin, but he still may end up on the podium. So Daraletto, he's going to come round the final corners, and he's going to take the provisional race win. Oh no, that is Joe. Joe was nearly on for a podium. He may not be now. We'll have to see where he finishes. But Daraletto, he's going to cross the line, and he is going to take the race win here this evening. And that is a race win for the Haas. Miguel will take P2. That is confirmed. Miguel, Ice will drop. SJM will take P3. Wooly, he will go up to P4. Maybe, oh no, he doesn't. Josh will be in P... No, Carol will drop him, as Josh will drop to P8. Joe, who was on for a P2, will take P7. Hughes will take P9. Jax will take P10, I believe. Robo will not take P11, I think, as oh, I think Replays retired on track. Yeah, Replays retires on track at the last lap. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, your driver podiums, which is Daraletto, Ice, not Ice, Miguel, and SJM. So there is your race results. I'll just quickly scroll through them for our fantastic tier coordinators so they get it on screen. As that is Daraletto, who will take your race win, with Miguel on P2 and SJM in P3. Well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. WOR will be back for PlayStation's tiers 1 and 2 on Friday at 8 PM BST time, and Xbox will be out throughout the week, with PC maybe returning. We'll have to see what the desync situation is at the time. But it's been an absolute privilege commentating over Tier 4 again for round number 11 here in Portimao for the Portuguese Grand Prix. But when we return for PlayStation on Friday, it's been an absolute privilege and an absolute pleasure. Don't forget that there won't be any PlayStation racing until Friday when we go back to Portugal. But next week we'll be off to Saudi Arabia for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the Imola Grand Prix, which will be coming up with the sprint qualifying at the weekend. That'll be after. That'll be before we go to Portugal again for Tier 1 and Tier 2. That'll be either me in Tier 1 with Freefall if Logan can't attend. If not, I'll be in the comms box for Tier 2. But until next time, it's been a pleasure. Good night.